Hi everyone! So here is the highly requested Vortex Bracelet made on the Rainbow Loom tutorial. I also have a tutorial for this bracelet on the monster tail. I've got the link to that in the description box below if you'd like to go check that out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like this bracelet. That was my phone. I know I love this bracelet. It has such a unique look to it and reminds me of the double cross fishtail, which used to be one of my favorite bracelets. So anyways, now without further ado, let's get started. So today you will need any type of loom. Rainbow looms will just have the bracelet come out through the crack inside the loom, but if you have a loom with the full base plate, then you can still make this bracelet just by pulling it out to the side. And you will also need about 102 bands if I counted correctly, because I just counted this bracelet I already had done, so I had about 102 bands in this one. So anyways, you'll also need a hook and a C-clip if I didn't say that already. And now without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so if you're wondering why I have a somewhat strange camera angle, it's because during the hooking process I want to make sure you guys are able to see the slit of the pin at an angle so that you can see how I'm hooking the bands over. So we're going to have two names for the different kinds of bands, so I'm just going to use this as an example. But as you can see, I've got rainbow bands on the outside and then the white bands on the inside. Now, the rainbow bands we're going to call the Vortex bands or the outside bands, and the white bands in the center we're going to call the inside bands. So just remember that kind of terminology so that way you can kind of remember the process a little bit easier. So I'm going to take my first Vortex band and my first color of Vortex band, and I'm going to make a figure 8. We're going to use these 4 pins right here. I said that twice. Okay, we're going to do that again on these 2 right here. So you should have something like this now, twisted in the center. And now we're going to take our inside band color and we're going to stretch it across diagonally this way. At this time you will need your hook, and we are going to twist this white band among all 4 pins. So you're going to grab the very left side of this band, and this is the hardest part at the beginning probably, and you're going to pull it over to the opposite side, but you're going to put it on this pin right here, but you're going to twist it as you put it on. So twist it on top. So you should get this kind of twisty triangle like that. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go inside. You should see this tiny little triangle right here, the white band right here, and you're going to grab this one, and we're going to do another twist on this pin right here. So twist it again, and awkward hand position right here. Twist it again onto that pin, so you should get something like this now. And if you are unable to do this, it's okay. You can put them on and twist them to get it on that way. It honestly does not matter as long as they all end up being twisted. So then you're going to push those bands down, and we are going to add on one more layer of Vortex bands. So there we go. And we have now got one layer, or we've got one more layer. So anyways, now at this time we are going to start the hooking process, so I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys here. But we're going to start, it doesn't really matter what pin you start on, but I'm going to start on this bottom right pin right here. So right now the bottom band, or the bottom layer, is a Vortex band right here. So whenever we hook Vortex bands, we're going to do an inverted fishtail stitch. So that means you're going to grab the second layer and go inside of it. So go inside the second layer and pick up the bottom band. Pick up the bottom band and pull it over the pin and release it and let it go just like that. Now we're going to do the same thing to all 3 other pins. So inverted fishtail stitches for all of them. So grab this one. I like to grab the second layer and then turn my hook to go inside, but it really doesn't matter as long as you go inside the second layer. Grab the bottom layer and pull up and over and release. Now, you're going to do the same thing on the top 2 pins, and my bands kind of got out of order here. That's the second time I've said a word twice. Okay, so we're going to grab the second layer, get the bottom layer, pull it over, just like that. Do the same thing again on this pin. Now be kind of careful, use the back of your hook to push the top layer away. Then you can grab the second layer, turn your hook and go inside and grab this. Pull it over the pin and release. So you should have something like this now. And now we're going to add another layer on. Whoa, I zoomed out way too much. So last time we hooked the vortex bands, so we're going to place on inside bands. Now we're never going to have to twist bands again, that's just for the beginning. So you want to put it around all 4 pins like this. And now we're going to do the hooking process again. So hooking inside bands is the easiest hooking process because it's just like making a fishtail. You've got 3 layers on your pins here, as you can see here. You've got 3 layers and you just pull the bottom layer over. So grab the bottom layer and pull it over. Just like how you'd make a fishtail bracelet. You're just grabbing the bottom layer and pulling it over. So no inverted fishtail stitches, nothing special. You're just going to do the same thing on all 4 pins. Bottom layer, pull over. Just like that. That was fairly easy. So last time we added on an inside band, this time we're going to add on vortex bands. So I'm going to be using yellow now and just make the little cross thing again. Like that. And remember the hooking process is we're going to do inverted fishtail stitches on all of them whenever we hook vortex bands. So remember, when you place on vortex bands, you're going to be hooking vortex bands. So do inverted fishtail stitches, and if you want to see kind of a different view, grab the second layer, stick your hook inside, and grab the bottom layer. Then you can pull that over and release. Same thing on this pin. Grab the second layer, go inside and take the bottom layer. Pull that over and release. Same thing here. And it does not matter which order you hook the pins in as long as they all get hooked. Grab a second layer, take the bottom layer and pull it up and over. And lastly, this pin. Go inside this second layer, grab the bottom layer, pull over, and release. So it's okay if it's kind of loopy right there. In the end, we are going to even everything out. I will be showing you how to do that. So last time we added on vortex bands, now we're going to add on our inside bands on all 4 pins. And so now we're going to hook like regular fishtail stitch. So grab the very bottom layer. We're not going inside any bands. Bottom layer, hook over. Bottom layer, hook over. Like that. Push your bands down, and we're going to add on another layer, but this time it's going to be vortex bands since we added on inside bands last time. So you should get something like this now. And remember, we're going to do inverted fishtail stitches during the hooking process. Like that. Push your bands down, and I'm going to show you the hooking process just maybe like 3 or 4 more times, and then we'll go our separate ways and come back together to finish off the bracelet. So now we're going to add on an inside band which goes on all pins, and then we're going to hook over like a regular fishtail. So grab just the bottom layer and pull over. Oh, I went inside there. There. So just a little recap. Whenever we put on vortex bands, we're going to be hooking vortex bands. When we hook vortex bands, we're going to do inverted fishtail stitches on all the pins. When we put on the inside bands, which is the band that goes around all 4 pins, we will be hooking the inside bands because that's the bottom layer. And then we will be doing regular fishtail stitches on those ones, so that means just grabbing the very bottom layer only and pulling over. So that's kind of the pattern that we're going to be following here. So I'm going to add on my vortex bands again, which now it's pink. Just like that. And now we're going to do the hooking process. And here's a little bit of a different view. So vortex bands, we're going to do inverted fishtail stitches. So grab the second layer, go inside and grab the bottom layer. Like that. Grab the second layer, turn your hook and grab the bottom layer. Here's kind of a side view here. Grabbing the second layer here, and then grabbing the bottom layer. That one was kind of a strange one that I did. And then go inside the second layer and grab the bottom layer, pull over like that. Push your bands down, and we're going to add on an outside or inside band, Put that on all 4 pins just like that. And remember, we're going to hook fishtail style, so just grab the bottom layer and pull over. Not going to go inside of any bands, just grabbing it and pulling over. Just like that. So, you should probably be getting the pattern by now, but if you aren't, that's okay. You can always rewatch the previous instructions, but at this time we're going to go finish our bracelets on our own, just because I don't want to take up a bunch of time in this video, because it would take longer to upload and longer to edit and yada yada yada. But anyways, again, if you don't understand how to do the bracelet still, please rewatch the previous instructions. If not, continue your bracelet till it is a full length around your wrist. You should be able to see the starting of it coming through the bottom. And if you have a loom that doesn't have an open bottom, pull it out to the side and pull it out this way. So just make sure you finish the bracelet to the completed length around your wrist, and then I'll come back and we can finish off the bracelet together and take it off of the loom. Okay, so I'm not finished, but I want to give you guys this little tip. Make sure that you pull your bracelet every couple stitches so that way it stretches out, because it is very scrunched up when it comes out of the loom, so you need to pull it to its full size, otherwise you're going to make a humongous bracelet. Also, one more thing. To get the vortex effect that you can see here at the bottom, every now and then when you've got a pretty long piece of kind of bracelet here, then you just want to pull the outside stitches out, because due to the hooking process they get stuck inside sometimes. So you just want to pull them out just like this, and make sure that they're just not tucked into the inside bands. So just pull those outwards, and do that on all 4 kind of rows on the outside. So you should get something like this now, and basically this is going to be kind of what the final product looks like, except for a whole length of a bracelet. So every now and then just keep pulling the stitches out, and also pull the entire bracelet down, so that way you can make sure that you get the right length when you're completely finished. Okay, so I'm about to do my last stitch, and you want to end on putting on vortex bands and then hooking the vortex bands. So here's my last layer, and I'm doing a vortex kind of layer, and I'm going to hook, do inverted fishtail stitches, like that. So now once you've finished, just make sure that you have the inside bands layer on the bottom and then vortex bands layer on the top. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hook the bottom layers over. So just grab the white band, pull it over, the inside band. And we did not add any more layers. Remember, we've only got 2 layers on each pin, but still hook the white bands over. Just like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer all the bands to 1 pin, and I'm just going to use this pin right here. Oh, this pin right here. So first what I'm going to do is grab this left side right here and place it onto this pin. So kind of fold it over, put it there. Once you finish that, we're going to place this bottom right, fold it over and put it onto that pin. And lastly, we're going to take this opposite side here and place it onto that pin. So be careful and make sure that your bands don't slip off of your hook. And now you're going to take a C-clip. Today I will be using a C-clip from the Monster Tail kit, so it is bigger than regular C-clips, but a regular C-clip will work just as well. I'm just kind of lazy to take it out of the package right now, so I'm just going to use a C-clip for the Monster Tail. So you're going to just slip this onto all of the bands here that are on the pin, just like that, and make sure that all the bands are here on the C-clip, and once you've checked and make sure, you can then remove it off of the loom and slide that out. Goodness, okay, there we go. And I have stretched mine out already so everything is nice and spread out. However, at the very top where the loom was blocking, I didn't have time to, or I didn't have enough room to pull these stitches out up here. So everything else is pulled out, but I'm now going to pull these out. If you haven't pulled anything out at all, go ahead and get started on that. Basically what you do is you just kind of grab the stitches that are for the vortex or outside, and you want to just kind of pull them out. Because during the hooking process, due to like the inverted fishtail stitches and then fishtail stitches pattern, they tend to get tucked in. So this is just going to overall make the look so much better. And make sure you do this. This is crucial to the look of the Vortex bracelet, just because it's just like the signature look. So, and at the top, just make sure you pull those ones out as well. Those ones are harder to get. And then just got a couple up here. Pull that. Got some down here. And then after you're done, go ahead and just check over your entire bracelet and make sure that everything has been pulled out, because you want to make sure that your bracelet looks nice, presentable, and pretty. And there's always a couple that get forgotten, but I think mine looks good for now. So now what you want to do is just join both ends together. So I'm just going to take my C-clip. I keep going off camera. Just stick it inside the first layer of vortex bands that are here on the opposite end of the bracelet. Just like that. And we are now finished. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if it helped you out, and also if you like this design. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out if you like what you see, and also check out my monster tail tutorial of this bracelet. The link should be in the description box, unless I forget, which happens a lot. And yeah, so I am loving this bracelet. I absolutely love the look of it, how it has like these kind of accents on the outside, and it also looks cool when you put the pattern on the inside of the bracelet. And yeah, so basically I've made this one. This one I made in my monster tail tutorial for this bracelet. Then this was the first vortex bracelet I made when I was experimenting, and I love the look of clear jelly. Then obviously this is the one I just made, and I would have used purple jelly, but I couldn't find mine, so yeah. Don't forget to find me on my social media accounts such as Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. I've got my links all in the description box below. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial, and I will see you guys later. Bye!